2 days, that would be a problem.
Not in a bad
We can
way.
switch if you want to.
Because he's the youngest and he's got 3 yoga coaches, so it's standing up.
Okay, so we have our equipment here. So we have some of our props. We have 2 blocks, a strap. You can sometimes even use a bolster when we're using props in a yoga practice. Today we're going to be focusing on how to use our props in a practice. So it's not always just when we're struggling to reach the floor, but it's also if we want to start to deepen a pose or if we want to create more alignment within a pose. So we're really going to focus on how to use these props in our poses or try them in poses that we think we've already been able to kind of accomplish really well and see how it might change the pose or shift something in our body to create a deeper pose for us. Okay, so we're going to warm up just a little bit. I'll have you start in child's pose today. And you can either keep your knees together or separate them out. Just kind of ground down. We're just coming to center here. Starting to relax our body, to soften our body, our face, our jaw, our neck, and our shoulders. Let that sacrum drop down to our heels. Taking a couple deep breaths in to center. Setting the intention for our practice today. Activating that deeper breathing. Just take a few more rounds of breath here. Take deep breath in. Send that breath all the way through the back, expanding the shoulders and the ribs. Exhale out of the mouth. And go ahead and come up to tabletop. So I'm going to have you grab a block. I'm going to have you tuck it right between your knees. So place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and move into down dog. So how does that feel in down dog? Does that feel natural for you here? So using this prop is creating that space between our knees, creating that alignment. So sometimes our down dog might be a little bit wider, right? This is actually forcing us to hold that block in place, which is expanding our hips out, bringing our knees in. Lift your hips up into the sky. Pressing away with your hands, take a deep breath in, and exhale out. So lift up onto your toes, and then press those heels down. You can do that 2 more times. Lift up into your toes, and press those heels down. Last time in, up into your toes, press those heels down. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, look forward and then hop forward. Good. So what this does is it's going to create that hop for you where sometimes you would just be walking forward. So you're gaining some strength and momentum through your core by lifting and pushing forward. So go ahead and release that block for right now. And we're going to come into a halfway lift. Just starting to warm up the body here a little bit. So with this halfway lift, you want to press the fingers into the shins and really create a nice line of energy from the crown of your head all the way through to the tailbone. So pressing the shoulder blades together, offering the heart towards the earth. Good. Pressing the fingertips in moves those shoulders away from the ears. Looking straight down, it creates a nice line of energy. Elongate that spine. The neck and the head are coming to, the shoulders and the head are creating space there. Great. And then move up onto your toes and then come back onto your heels. Find that big toe mound, little toe mound, heel connection with the earth. You don't want to be too far forward onto your balls of your feet or too far back on the heels. Okay. So here, creating alignment. Soften those knees just a little bit so that you're feeling some softness in the back. They're not bent, but they're just nice and soft. They're not locked in. Creating that alignment here. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold down. So again, if your fold is a little bit more where you're not folded down towards where you can touch the floor, if you want to use a block right here, you can. Or you can just grab your ankles or your shins and kind of help you come down. But this block is here, just in case. And it allows you to find that balance in your feet so that you're not too far forward or too far back. Let your head just hang. Elongating that spine. Connect with the breath here. And as you inhale, begin to move up. Now here we are with our hands. A lot of people will start to fly out this way when they come up, right? And that's a very popular yoga motion. Try bringing the hands up through midline, rolling the shoulders back, and then coming up. Okay, so that motion is the most natural motion for the body because it's already bringing your shoulders back and down away from your ears. If you bring your hands back down and coming up, your shoulders are coming into your ears and it's a lot harder to roll them back down. So again, just being mindful of creating alignment within the body. When we come up, this and then rolling is a little bit more difficult. Midline, your shoulders are already back, and then you come into alignment here. So go ahead and come back into our forward fold. Take a deep breath in, come to rise, shoulders back, arms up, creating alignment and rolling those shoulders down, protecting the neck and the shoulders. Take a deep breath in here. Spreading those fingers wide is going to help protect those wrists, and it's going to create a little bit of resistance. So imagine that you have this ball of energy in between your hands. Like you have this ball of energy here, and it's just bouncing and playing off each other here. Okay. And it's going to help create that tension in the body that's needed to support the shoulders, to support the arms. It's going to create a little bit of strength here for you too. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And we're going to move into a high plank. So here we're creating alignment with the body so that we're not dipping the hips down to the floor and we're not lifting it up into a down dog. We're keeping a straight alignment by tucking in the low belly and keeping the back flat. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale and move down into low plank. You're hovering above the floor and the elbows are into the ribs. So keeping those elbows in, protecting those shoulders, then drop your knees, your hips, your shoulders. The tops of your feet are flat on the floor. Inhale and just do a little mini cobra. Roll those shoulders back, chin up. Exhale, tuck your toes and down dog. Now find where you are in your down dog. The first time we did it, we had a block between our knees. Where's your down dog now? Do you find that there's more space between your feet? Bring those feet a little bit closer together and just walk out your dog. Walk out your dog. Take a nice deep breath in here. And as you exhale, look forward and hop forward. Inhale to a halfway lift, creating that nice straight line of energy from the crown of the head to the root. So I'm gonna have you push in with your fingertips into your shin. So that it moves your shoulders back. Now lift up a little bit so that you are bringing your shoulder blades together. Not your head so much, just your shoulders. Good. So you're gonna work on creating a little bit more flatness here by bringing this. Good. Let's straighten the neck out just a bit. Perfect. And then you can come down maybe just a little bit more and bring the shoulder blades together. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, fold forward from the hips, hinge. And inhale, come to rise. Arms up, biceps near your ears. Shoulders nice and back. Good. Nice tall spine, lifting up towards the sky. Whole body stretch. Inhale deep and exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, high to low plank. Making sure that those shoulders stay into your ribs. Hover for just a moment. Drop your knees, your hips, your shoulders. Inhale to an up dog or a cobra. Loosening up the body here. Bring your shoulders back and chin up. Tuck your toes, down dog. Good. So we're going to go through that just one more time as we start to loosen up and create more space in the back. So take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, look forward, hop forward. And inhale to a halfway lift. Nice tall spine from the head to the root. Pushing those fingers in to create that space between the shoulders and the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to rise. Lifting all the way up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Good. Everybody kind of warm now? Feeling some of that heat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Look forward and step forward. So just come to mountain. Okay, so we're going to start moving into using some of these props in some of our poses. So here we are, we're going to grab this. We're going to move into like a half moon. Okay, so you want to use the block. The block has 3 different heights. So this is tall, next size down. If you need to stack them to gain a little bit more, you want that floor to come up to be able to meet you, wherever you are, okay? So here we have that block. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use our left leg here. You're gonna stand on your left leg. Find the placement of that block and just kind of come down to rest your hand on it so that you feel that comfortable distance. Okay. And then when you're ready, you're going to send that right foot back, activating those feet and those toes, and you're going to bring that right arm up towards the sky, opening that hip and the front part of that body. So what this allows you to do is that it allows you to fully extend and open up the front part of the chest. Good. See if you can expand just a little bit more in the front part of the body so that your whole front part of the body is now facing. Yep. Good job. And then come back down. Now we're going to try that without using the block and see how that feels in our body. So go ahead and see if we can come down here, grab that floor, lift that leg up. Are you able to really expand and open up all the way?
I can't even fit into it.
Yeah. How does that feel in your body? Does it feel like you're able to fully open and expand the hips and the chest?
No, there's a difference.
There's a little bit of a difference. Okay, so let's try it again with the prop. Amazing. Keeping all those channels, lines of energy open all through the hips, all through the shoulder. So your arms are almost directly into a T. Nice. Now bring that down and let that relax. Huge difference. Yeah. So that's where props are really going to help us. Now, once you find that alignment and you have a little bit more flexibility, you can maybe drop that down. You might not need as much. But still, I'm even on my fingertips because quite honestly, my arm isn't really going to reach unless I have to compromise my shoulder and my legs, right, and my hips. So I may always kind of need that in my practice, and that's okay. Okay? Perfect. So here, let's try some work with our strap. So, for example, when we're trying to, say, clasp our hands behind our backs, is everybody pretty comfortable doing that? Clasping our hands. And now just try it with the strap just a little bit here. Where you bring that strap together, your hands are really close. Are you able to get a little bit more range of motion in your shoulders? A little bit more opening in the front part of the chest. And now go ahead and send those hands up overhead. Keeping that chest open here. And then bring it back down. Now you can try it again, and the goal is obviously to be able to use your hands, to clasp them, to feel comfortable there, to be able to fully get that range. But until you get there, just to help you begin to open up, the strap will help. So go ahead and clasp those hands, bend forward. See how far you can get. Good. Me, not as far. Good. And then come back. So for you, it might just be something that you use the strap here and there when you're doing something like that.
I still feel more of a stretch
when you use the strap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So the strap can be used that way. Now we're going to move into more of like a dancer pose. And in dancer, this is where we're taking our foot and then we're going to go like this, right? But sometimes if we have that strap, we're able to extend our leg out just a little bit more, creating a little bit more of a dip, opening that hip, right? Finding our balance, extending that left arm, or right arm, whichever one you're in. Keeping that knee soft, holding in that low belly, and pushing that foot away and up. Yeah. Good. How does that feel?
Oh, you can go up higher with this, yeah. It's more of a, I don't know, you can focus on the stretch out more.
Yeah, than trying to bring that in, right? So trying it just like this. I mean, this is good. I can feel the stretch all through my quad. I like it. Sometimes I feel a little bit like I'm crunching in my belly or my low back a little bit. But with this, I'm able to get a little bit more extension. Yeah. Okay, so there's some ideas with that. Now let's try a little bit of like a boat. So when we have on our bellies, and we're bringing our feet back like this, grabbing both feet, and pushing them out and creating that lift. Good. Now you can try it where you take the strap and put the loop of that strap around one of the feet. And you tuck the other one right. So. And then you just pull it up overhead. What do you think?
I think it feels great. I love that.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was
Yeah,
rocking back and forth. Yeah, so I feel like I can almost get a better stretch through the front part of the chest. Yeah? Good?
Yeah. I just like the legs up part.
They do, they come up a little bit more. Right. So using the props in our practice, it really does help us to be able to, as you can see, even if we're doing a flow, sometimes it's not as convenient to grab a prop, but if we're trying to open up a certain part of our body, it's really essential to maybe use the strap to deepen that stretch so that when you do move into the pose, you're able to get a little bit deeper into it.
It just creates a different feel.
It does.
It feels different.
It does feel different. It does. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just move into happy baby for a few moments here. So coming onto our backs, grabbing the outsides of our feet. Just rocking back and forth on the low back. Just feeling it, release and let go. Bringing those knees in closer to your armpit. And then pushing with your feet. So you're creating that resistance. You're pushing up with your feet and yet you're pulling down at the same time. And then relax and just pull down. Good. Kind of resetting some of those muscles. And then go ahead and bring those feet together, the soles of the feet together. Bring those knees in, open up those knees, bring the heels in and open up the knees. And then release your feet down. So we're going to use the strap to open up the legs. Okay, so you're going to take that strap and we're going to wrap it around the ball of the foot on the right side, and the left leg is going to extend out. The right side is going to come up. So we're going to take that foot and really relaxing that foot. So we're not really activating the leg. The leg is just there. We're using the strap to control what the leg does. And we're going to send that leg out towards the towards the right. We're going to send it up towards the right. Keeping both hips firmly on the ground, so the left hip is going to be down. Try not to rock it over. And see how far you can go out. Keeping that balance, the left arm can come out for counterbalance. And just using and guiding it with the strap. Good, and coming back up to center. Sending an out cross body to the left. Feeling that stretch all through that hip, down into the knee. and then coming back to center. Go ahead and bring that foot a little bit closer up towards the head. Softening that leg as much as possible, just guiding it from the strap. And then go ahead and lower down and release that. Let that leg come back up and just kind of be there. So you can feel a different part of the activation. It's a little bit more of a work, right, to hold that leg up. Not as much of a stretch, but definitely maybe more strength. Send that out to the right. And now bring that back up to center and send that out towards the left. So you're still getting some work and you're still getting some stretch there, but it does feel a little bit different as far as like when you're just holding and really working with the strap and relaxing the leg, not really activating the muscle so much. And then I'll come back to center, drop that foot down. We're going to stretch out the left side. So go ahead and take that strap and wrap it around the ball of the foot. Soften that whole left leg. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale out. Send that leg over to the left. Counterbalance with the right arm out. And bring that left leg up. Send it over to the right. Bring that left leg back to center. Slowly pull that in towards the top of the head. Release that strap and we're going to try it without the strap. So kind of lift that leg back up into the air and send it out towards the left. And bring that back to center. Take a deep breath in, and then cross body, send it out to the right. Come back up to center, and drop that leg down. So rock and roll to sit. And how did you find that in difference in the stretching of the legs?
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Big difference. So when we do that, even bringing our knees in and doing that supine twist, we are getting a pretty good stretch. But if you use that strap, you're going to get a little bit into the deeper core muscles like the glutes and low back. Yeah, so it's really just what you're looking to provide in your practice for that day, right? So we're going to do a couple more poses. We're going to move into some like a triangle to see how we are able to modify a triangle pose using the blocks. So we're going to come to stand. Getting our blocks right here. Right foot is going to be towards the end of the mat. Left foot, toes pointing forward. And align your hips here. So go ahead and move into what you would be in your triangle pose. So I'm gonna come around and kind of set you up a little bit with trying to use a prop. Shift your weight a little bit more towards the foot, your weight, your hips. Yeah. And I know, it changes it for you. Try that. Okay. If you need to come out before I get to you, come out. Send the shoulder back. Boom. Perfect. Maybe just a little bit more so your whole torso turns this way. Shoulder not so much. There. So this, you're spinning your ribs open. Perfect. Good. Yes. Nice. You can bring this into the inside of the foot. Yeah. And you might be able to even drop it down to the next level from there. See if it'll drop. Go ahead and come up. How does that feel? Because you have the opening. That might be a challenging dropping it down, but you can put it back up.
Right here, so
Okay.
I can work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so from here, you have good open. So you're gonna come up out of the pose just a little bit. Send not so much your arm, but your shoulder. And spin your ribs, this perfect. Okay, so you're creating more elongation through the ribs, spinning the body a little bit more. You might come out just a little bit, but you're gonna get just as much depth into your pose just by changing that just a little bit. Open your hand. Place that white fingers, the wrist. Perfect. Okay, so come on out of that. How did that feel? Changing, just even modifying a little bit. Just a little bit of a modification there. Maybe using the prop if you need to. Perfect. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna move into using the strap. Again here. Taking our left leg, we're gonna set that left leg forward. We're gonna come into a bit of a lunge. Okay. And then this is where sometimes we can kind of create that bind. So when they say to create this bind, we kind of come through and we try to open up through here, right? But my hands don't reach. So instead, I'm gonna take that strap. I'm gonna get my hands as close as I can together. I'm gonna take that bind, I'm gonna open up, and I'm gonna be able to reach up through, look up through the sky, bring that right shoulder back and down, and then pull up through that strap here. So I'm trying to create that bind, which I'm not able to really get to just yet, but this is gonna help open up my shoulders so that I can move that arm back.
I have the reverse arm, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so you really create that tension right there. So this is gonna bring that shoulder back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a mess.
No, you're doing fine. Nice. And you can you bind already? Yeah, you can bind already.
Okay, so if I'm like this.
Yeah. So you want to get this hand as far into that strap as you can, bring your hands as close together as you can. Yeah. Set that up, bring that shoulder back. Look up. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's creating a bind using the strap. Perfect. How do you feel in that? Yeah, yeah. So open up the body. Do you need a little bit of work? Do you want to try that?
I tried it on both sides.
You like it?
I've
It
never
works.
done it before.
Does it work like that? Okay. All right, and then another simple one, using strap wise here, is just wrapping it around the ball of the foot. Big toe hold, right? So bringing that knee in, sending that leg out. So we warmed up on the floor for our legs to be able to do this, right? Bringing that leg up a little bit higher, keeping our hips square, softening that left knee or right knee. Where for me, that is a little bit more difficult for me to be able to get my leg out. I feel like I'm bending forward with my chest for me right now until I can get that in the upper body. So this allows my arm to be a little bit longer. So I can lift my sternum, protect my back, protect my shoulders, protect my neck.
When I'm just about to just see me like tap over. You guys will be watching the video later and just see Tina tap
So what I'd like to open up here is there a pose that anybody does where they kind of struggle with it, that they're trying to accomplish, that maybe a prop would help assist them in deepening or
I think all of them for me because I've never really done any yoga poses. So this is all kind of new. So the props definitely help get
into different things. Okay.
The one that I always struggled with before, and I don't do it too often because it always sends pressure to my head. So when you're doing, it's more of that back bendy thing.
Rouge.
But when you lift up all the way, there's something that I've done where I don't know what it's called, but is there a way to alleviate that? It's like all that pressure that you feel, and I always think other people are doing it. I think, well, they must be fine. What am I doing wrong?
It might be alignment for you, but you also have where you have some restriction.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just be the energy or the blood trying to come through the restriction of the muscles that's creating that pressure. So one easy way to get into a wheel without starting from on your back is to start in down dog.
Okay.
And so if you're in down dog, and you lift your leg up and you flip your dog, your toes are going to be towards the back of the mat. You're going to bring that arm down.
That I don't mind. It must be more where I don't know what it is.
So try that real quick. Try your down dog, flip it, and see what it feels like when you move into a wheel from down dog.
Yeah, this one is, I don't mind this one so much.
Okay. But you're going to bring your arm all the way down. Yeah, you're going into wheel.
Okay.
There you go. Now, does that create as much pressure?
This isn't the one.
Oh, it's not wheel?
This one feels okay.
Okay, so
yeah,
go ahead.
there must be
and come out.
something else. I don't know what it is. But I don't know. I'll have to think of what it is. It's another back thing where your head's back, but I don't know if you know.
I'm
What
not
could
sure.
that be?
But in order to open up, we can grab both of our blocks here.
That's what I was wondering. If there's something.
Where
I
we
could
can
use-
move into camel. So let's try camel.
Okay.
Because you are starting
that's
to move
smart.
into the back there.
Mhm.
So with camel, you have your blocks here on the outside of your feet. You want to be able to keep your hips square, okay? And so just go ahead and lean back into those blocks. You're gonna press the hips forward. So if this is where you are here, because you feel a lot of it coming up through the front, that's fine. This is where you are, right? If you can extend back even more, this is where you will start to look back and then press up. And that'll start opening up that. Good. So press forward with your hips a little bit more. Good. And maybe not drop your head back so far, because that might be decompressing something in this cervical spine here that's creating that pressure.
Okay.
So you always want to imagine that you have like a grapefruit or an orange right here.
All right.
You don't want orange juice.
Yeah, I tend to like go way back, and maybe that's the problem.
decompressing. Yeah, so if you have any neck issues, it'll make it worse. Okay, so really pushing those hips forward, you're getting your bend from here, not from here. Opening up that way. Okay. So when we move into camel, this is where that bend is. My head's not bent, and I'm looking up. Push forward a little bit more with your hips.
That's better.
Yeah.
See, before I would drop all the way.
And that might be why. So there's something that you may be doing in the other pose where you're decompressing your spine.
Yeah.
How'd that feel for
It
everybody?
felt much better just keeping it up.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just come onto our backs again. Just lay back. Bring your knees into your chest. Go ahead and make circles on the ceiling. Moving in one direction and then the other. Take a deep breath in and really hug those knees in. Exhale out. You're going to send those knees over to the right. Bring your arms out to a T. Elongating and loosening all through the spine. You're going to take your gaze to the opposite arm, so it's over to the left. So your knees are to the right, your gaze is to the left. Really unifying that twist from the top of the head all the way down into the tailbone. And you're going to straighten out your top leg just a little bit to extend that leg out. It's going to deepen that pose just a little bit there. Just the top leg. And you're going to send it out in front of your body. Straight out. Yep. Straight out so that you're twisting and you're deepening that pose. Yep. There you go. Perfect. And here, again, is where you can use a prop. So if you're doing a twist and your foot is not able to reach the floor, you want to be able to have it rest. You can rest it right on top of that block. So take a deep breath in and come back to center. Exhale, roll to the left. Taking your gaze out to the right hand, right palm. Send that top leg out straight, deepening that twist. Using a block as a support if you need to. Coming back to center. Bring your knees in. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale out, we're going to put our soles of our feet on our mat. Send our feet to the sides of our mat. We're going to grab a block and we're going to do a supported bridge. Okay. So you want your toes straight, pointing to the back of the mat. Your feet are going to be out to the sides. So you have a nice, yeah, there you go. You're going to bring your knees slightly in together this way so that you're going to help protect your SI joint. Okay. And you're going to take, you can do that, you can either put a block between your knees to hold them and squeeze them together, and then you're going to take another block and you're going to set it right underneath your sacrum. Good. So you want your feet out here. Keep going. Good. Toes forward, and you might be able to bend them in. You might be able to lift them towards your sit bones a little bit more. I don't know. How does that feel for you? Do you feel like it's lifting? Do you want to go a little bit deeper? You can go to the next level. Yeah. You might even be able to go all the way up. Or Good. And you want to be able to feel that stretch in your front part of the hips. Yeah. Okay. So while you're in the supported bridge, start at the lowest level. If you feel pretty comfortable with that, kick it up a notch. Yeah, you have 3 levels that you can go to that are going to deepen that. Every time you deepen that, though, make sure that your toes are pointing towards the back of the mat. Your knees are slightly coming in together so that you're protecting your SI joint. And you're rolling your shoulders back and down. So you really are creating where the shoulder blades are glued down to the mat. So you're already opening up the chest here. You want to slightly tuck the chin to open up the back of the neck. You can have your hands either placed down to the side, wherever they feel most comfortable for you. So this again is where we're using props to deepen our pose. So we may not have a full wheel in our practice, but bridge is the stepping stones to wheel. And so if we need to create a little bit more bend, right, this is where we can start. So we can start at the lowest level, we can go all the way up to the highest level of our block, and then we can start moving into more of like a wheel, or we're using a supported fish.
I don't know if that's, I just want to try.
Yeah, try it. Go ahead and try it.
That's really nice there.
It is, but you got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so take a few deep breaths in this pose. Seeing how this feels in our body. Jen, you might want to try it to the next one.
This is really good.
Yeah. Bring it down a little bit more in your sacrum and not so much on down towards your sit bones. There you go. Supporting your sacrum a little bit more. Mm-hmm. There you go. Turn your toes to the back of the mat. The back. There you go.
Glue them there.
Big toe mount, little toe mount, heel. Glue them down, ground them down. There we go. That's what's help supporting you in your bridge. Perfect. So just take another round of breath in here. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and remove that block and settle down into your mat.
That's so nice.
Mm-hmm. Now we're going to do one bridge that's not supported, just so you can kind of feel the difference. So bring your feet to the sides of your mat, toes towards the back, perfect. Slightly tuck your knees in to support your SI. Take a nice deep breath in, elevate your hips, rounding your shoulders back. Good, elongating your spine and your neck. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Amazing. Perfect. And windshield wiper your knees here. And when you're ready, we're going to rock and roll to sit. So we're going to end our practice today stretching out our spine, using the block and setting it in front. Taking a deep breath in and hinging at the hips, rolling forward, and setting our forehead right on top of the block. So if you need a couple different blocks, I want you to be able to use that. We want to be able to support our head here and feel the stretch all through our spine, relaxing our shoulders and our arms. Feeling that stretch from the neck all the way down into the thoracic spine, all the way down into the sit bones. So it may start, you may feel it just in the neck area at first, or upper part of the back, and that's okay. Once you feel that start to let go and release, and you feel, oh, this is really comfortable, then you're going to knock those blocks down to the next level. And you're going to keep going until your forehead is on the floor. Connecting with the breath as you move. Bringing that breath into the lungs. Repeating the mantra, so hum. That natural breath. As you inhale, so, and exhale, hum. And don't be afraid to try the next level. And if it's not for you, that's okay. You can come back. But give yourself just a little bit of a challenge and see if you can stretch out that spine just a little bit more, all along the spine muscles, dura, creating space for our nerves and our blood to pass through. But we're also activating the energetic body, the Sushumna, which runs along the channel of the spine, connecting heaven and earth. Using our breath to expand our life force. We'll take a few more rounds of breath here. Next inhalation, and you come to rise. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Rolling those shoulders back as you come to sit. The head is the last thing to come sit on top of the spine. Take a deep breath in. Hands at heart center. Reminding ourselves of our intention for our practice today. Finding gratefulness in what we were able to learn, being able to show up, integrating this practice so that we can take these blessings into our life and off the mountain into our journey. Namaste.
Namaste.